So what you want, Nathan? You want to see?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take about a 5-minute delay before we start, so I'd ask the people that are in the back to come and sit down, and we'll start the program in about 5 minutes.
From where? No. Yes.
Well, I'd ask you to please rise for the national anthems of Japan and Canada, to be sung by Miss Carolyn Leslie Camoldi.
Oh, Canada.
And I trust that our singer did not, because otherwise the national anthems would have been some difficulty. It's a pleasure for me to again welcome you here to Toronto, and I'd like to call in Mr. Kenshin Sato, the director of the Shiatsu Academy of Tokyo, for the opening remarks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Shiatsu Academy of Tokyo, Canada's Shiatsu Diffusion Society, and Japan Shiatsu Association, I welcome all of you to this Toronto International Shiatsu Congress. The first Shiatsu International Congress was held in Tokyo in 1979, and since then, 11 congresses have taken throughout the world. So this is the 12th International Shiatsu Congress, and Japan, Taiwan, France, Mexico, and United States. This year's Congress have 2 days activities. First day here is here at Metropolitan Chestnut Park Hotel. After my speech, we have honorable people to make greetings, making this Congress feasible. Thank you very much. おはようございます。主催者を代表しまして、一言ご挨拶 早くから早急はるばる日本から各地からお越しいただきまして本当にありがとうございます。このシアツ国際大会第1回目が1979年に東京で開かれて以来、その後世界の各地を回り、今回が第12回目になります。今回は地元のトロン
We invited Mr. Dennis Mills, the member of Parliament from Rodney Greenwood, but unfortunately Mr. Mills wasn't able to be here. In his place, we're honored to have his assistant, Angele Blazo, to bring greetings from the Government of Canada.
I'm not 64, so you'll have to bear with me here. I'm going to read two greetings here, one from Mr. Mills and one from Mr. Jacques Chrétien. And first one, Mr. Chrétien is addressing Mr. Cato. Dear Mr. Sato, I am pleased to extend my greetings and congratulations to you on the occasion of your 12th anniversary conference of Shiatsu Academy of Tokyo. It is always a pleasure to hear of instances where one of Canada's greatest cities is playing host to visitors around the world, in this case, the practitioners and followers of Shiatsu. I believe that Toronto will provide a worthy and dynamic site for this 12th International Conference of the Shiatsu Academy. I wish you a successful conference, and I hope that the visitors will be happy in their stay in Toronto. Mr. Mills unfortunately couldn't make it here this morning because on doctor's orders he has to rest. He's had a hernia operation recently.
Good morning. I'm never sure how one defines the honeymoon, but when I ran for the position of mayor, I often said I was running because I love this city, and the love affair continues, and thus I'm delighted to have an opportunity that were listed because Toronto is described by the United Nations as the most diverse city in the world. We have in our schools children who speak 68 different languages in their homes. And we really, I believe, one of the greatest strengths of our city is our diversity. One of the advantages of having a diverse city when you're interested in having a healthy city is that you bring from all parts of the world the best of culture and tradition in other parts of the world. And I think that Shiatsu is one of those things that has come to this city that has helped and continues on a daily basis to contribute to the healthiness of our people and thus of our city. It has helped Canadians, Torontonians, to think of health in a different way. And I think that has been a major delighted tomorrow to meet with many of you at Ontario Place and learn more. And I believe that by having your 12th annual Congress here, you will contribute to the health of the city. Now, I know that the organizers of involved in here, but I hope you'll have some opportunity to get away. For example, City Hall is just across the street, and you don't need to go to any meetings, but we have a wonderful juried art show in the square there. There are over 5.
I'll bet you could. Obviously, as is well identified, this is an international congress, and there is a large contingent of men and women from Japan. And so it's appropriate to have the Counselor General of Japan, Yasuhiko Tanaka, to bring greetings. Mr. Tanaka.
Mayor, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. And I'm very glad to have been invited here and have an opportunity to some remarks on the opening of the 12th International Shiatsu Congress with its inaugurator Namikoshi Sensei in attendance. And I'm also happy to witness firsthand the popularity of Shiatsu, not only in Japan and Canada, but around the world. And Shiatsu, in contrast to other forms of Oriental medicine, originated in Japan and was formulated as a therapeutic practice by Namikoshi Sensei. A home massage known as the Amma has existed in Japan for a long time.
Thank you all very much for being here this morning. It's very nice and time to be here. We're now going to start the program. The first part of the program is a film. Konnichiwa. 今日はシアトル国際大会を開催しましたところ、お忙しいところお集まりいただきまして誠にありがとうございます。今年も、第12回、今年は第12回の国際大会であります。遠方からもおいでいただきまして、熱心にご聴講を願いたいと思います。後から、ビデオを撮ってあります、映画を撮ってありますので、詳しい主役についての説明は、その映画で見ていただければ分かると思いますので、簡単でありますが、これをもってご挨拶といたします。ありがとうございました。
今日は簡単な指圧の特徴についてお話をいたします。
First, I explain about characteristics of shiatsu.
指圧は手指だけを用いる治療法で、肘や機械器具を決して使いません。
Shiatsu is used only finger and thumb, never use elbow, knee, or any utensils and machine.
これが世界。
Okay, so the front of neck, the place of vagus nerve and the cardiac artery. 4.3 times. One, two, three, four. 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side. Side of leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4. Left side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Upper sacrum. 1, 2, 3. Left side. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Okay, take time, quick questions. I hope you feel better. Last time, 1, 2, 4. The other side, from the neck, the place of the vagus nerve and cardiac artery. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Medulla oblongata. 1, 3. Back of neck. 1, 2, 3. Last side. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes 1, 2, 3. Next upper case 1, 2, 3. Last time 1, 2, 3. Carry back 3 different lights. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Second time. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, last time. 1, 2, 3.
My dinner, especially raspberry, point. Very careful that point, but I give you.
Bottles in the beginning of teething. But tragedy struck in the form of a piece of apple innocently shared by a young friend. Lodged in her throat, the apple cut off the supply of oxygen to Rosemary's brain for nearly 15 minutes, long enough to smother the flame of an emerging personality in a happy baby. Rosemary spent the next 6 weeks in Sick Children's Hospital in Toronto and a further 6 months at a rehabilitation hospital before a chance encounter led Anne and Harvard to consider Shiatsu therapy for their daughter. While Rosemary has been making gains through traditional physical and occupational therapy, she was far from the sparkling and curious youngster before the accident. Anne describes her daughter's condition just prior to her first Shiatsu treatment. She couldn't sit up or crawl. Rosemary's hands were closed into fists and her arms were stiff and difficult to move. She couldn't hold her head up for more than a brief period, and her right side was stiffer than her left. Rosemary's spine was curved into a C shape, and her body would stiffen frequently, especially if she were tired or excited. She could also not talk. After 12 months of weekly Shiatsu treatments, supplementing weekly rehabilitation therapy at the hospital, Rosemary has made wonderful gains. These gains include improved neck strength, less stiffness in her right side, and her spine has resumed a normal curvature. While not quite sitting up, Rosemary is looking around, her hands are open and grasping again, and most of all, her smile is back. Anyone observing Kenson and Rosemary can readily see that
Last year, yeah, especially with respect to the tragedy of our accident. And, I guess our incredible fortune in one way in terms of finding out about Shiatsu on a very coincidental basis while she was at Human Rehabilitation Hospital. We were actually in touch with another individual that was receiving rehabilitation there. And secondly, also being frankly the same neighborhood as Kensen's clinic. So knowing very little about Shiatsu, we inquired, and Kensen encouraged me to take on Rosemary. She kicked her leg 10 times on her left side. She made me kick her leg once on her right side. Clearly, she had serious problems in that regard. Within a few weeks of her first treatments, she was starting to much more pronouncedly use her right side of her body, particularly her legs. The other thing, despite the very well-written article that's in the program guide about Rosemary, a special spirit, I'd like to add that Rosemary, when we first saw Kensen back in June, is on frequency and intensity. So it's difficult to say which therapies are actually producing what type of results with Rosemary. But nevertheless, we certainly feel that Shiatsu has contributed very significantly to Rosemary's well-being. She clearly has a long way to go, but certainly helped her a lot, and it certainly helped Anne and I on a spiritual level to be in touch with an individual like Kensen, who has really given us courage to continue with Rosemary and to not give up our quest in terms of getting her back into society and very, hopefully, anyway, steady road of recovery. So thanks once again, Kensen.
I would have liked to have said thank you to my family for helping me through law school and making life easy for me while I was at law school, but that hasn't been the case. And I'm really lucky I found Shiatsu because I don't think I could have made it without somebody's help. I can remember when I first walked in to see Ken, the first thing I could think about was, or the only thing I could think about was how tired I was exhausted, and I was in pain. And I can still hear
the most interesting, vital woman in Avonlea. I only wish I had half her character. The only problem is Avonlea is...
This is also very thrilling. Just about Shiatsu, I have a 60-degree scoliosis, and for a number of years it didn't bother me. I've had it, oh my God. But the pain became so intense that I really felt I didn't know what was happening, and I thought I had to have a hip replacement, and it was constant. And through a chiropractor, I discovered that it was muscle foreshortening. And I worked with a chiropractor, and I went to Shiatsu regularly. And the pain is relieved to the point where I'm not aware of it so much anymore. I'm able to work and carry on a really hectic life. And so I feel that in many ways, too, Shiatsu opens your heart your soul, and that is certainly an important thing for an actor. It keeps you open. My mother had a physical handicap. Well, she's 40 years of rheumatoid arthritis, so I grew up with that, watching her suffering. And I really wish that she had been able to be freed. Some of those little pockets of pain and sadness that were in her body had been able to be freed. I'm not facetious enough to believe that her illness could have been cured by Shiatsu, but she certainly could have had a happier and more open life. I believe that sort of freedom keeps disease from taking a strong hold. I know that everyone in this room feels the same way too. So this is a great honor. I feel that I've been blessed with good fortune this year. And thank you all so much. And you really do a marvelous job. So it's a great honor to meet you all. Thank you.
Means that the patient can be ill for 1 or 2 days, very ill, and during pregnancy. But what is happening here? What happened here? During our research, the patient will have, because if you're pregnant and you have to give birth to twins, this is a very important topic. She gave us permission to do that. So I would like to spend a couple of hours with Mariana. Mariana is Mariana Baba. Spend a couple of hours with her.
Presentation will be made by Mr. Inde.
With the library historic.
そして、シアスという言葉が今、歴史のない辞書に載るようになりました。
Now, at the present time, there has been Shiatsu added into many various dictionaries as a new word. And lower back will be next.
それからショルダー、
And then the shoulders.
そして背中、
And the regular neck.
そしてリラクセーションです。
And then relaxation becomes way on further down.
この5つができますと、80% の人がこのトレカに入って帰ってきます。
If you can treat these 5 areas, you will be at least 80% of illness with Shiatsu.
ですから、ネックとローバック、ショルダー、バック、リラクセーション。
課せられた使命について簡単に述べさせていただきたいと思います。
I'm very glad to I'd like to tell you my father thinking about Shiatsu because the meditation of my
現在、シャツという日本語の発音のまま世界中で親しまれる唯一の日本語であることを私は大きな喜びと同時に誇りに思っております。
The word Shiatsu has been well known to the world for decades. It is the result that all has promoted the spread of Shiatsu.
傾けていたのであると私が思うことは、シャツ師として父の最大のライバルであり、シャツの神様、南京大ともいかなる修行を積んでもよくことができないと人に言わせるシャツの天才。
He had always been treated as the father of the Lord. I would like to see my father's work and to do my best for the promotion of Shiatsu.
ハイツ、斉藤健先生に最近最も力を入れて研究してい 事柄について発表してほしいとのご依頼でしたので、現在、研究の途中というよりも、まだ始めたばかりなのですが、脳性小児麻痺、通常の訓練では、あまり効果が期待できない障害児に対する指圧治療の特別な指圧治療の研究、その指圧法を訓練の先生方および子どもたちの介護者に対する指導法の研究。脳性小児麻痺の子どもたちは数多くの問題を背負っています。特に治療の妨げになりやすい各患者に共通する重要の中央に合わせます。
First of all, the patient lie onto the bed like this.
Excuse me, could the people who walked up the front please sit down so we can see over their heads? I are giving this lady. Sit down on the floor, I mean. On the floor, like so we can see over your head. Sit down on the floor.
Thank you for your cooperation.
そうしますと、次に、
And put hand directly on skin, not on shirts or like that.
次に患者の反応を見ます。ゆっくりと反応がですね。
Put hand on center of abdomen, center of stomach. At this time, you can find a small reaction of patient.
その反応が起きましたら、少しずつ軽いやつで軽圧を持続圧で加えていきます。
After you find a patient reaction, keep hand on center of stomach without moving for 10 to 15 seconds.
これにより、腹直筋のですね、硬直が起こります。
You can find stiffness of the abdominal muscle.
の数十秒から数分間、持続圧をかけます。
Press very light and keep it for seconds.
そうしますと、腹直筋の緊張が消失します。
After that, this stiffness gradually disappears. If you press strongly patient, maybe patient show you a rejection reaction.
で、腹直筋の緊張が解けたことを消失したのをですね、確認できたら、少し強めにですね、深部の方に少し圧を加えていきます。
Then you press deeper with their breathing. I mean, with patient breathing.
患者の呼吸に合わせて、
Keep press deeper with patient breathing. Repeat pressing sometimes slowly.
患者によって、異なるんですけども、しこりがですね、形は違うんですけども、しこりが深部の方にあるのが分かります。
You might find out a node under the abdominal muscle.
これは腹直筋が、緊張、硬直が消失しないと分かりづらいです。
But if the stiffness of muscle not disappear, you cannot find a note under the box.
押し方としては、小圧が3指圧ですね。子供の場合なんかは、どうしてもお腹が小さいですから3指圧。
The way to express it is use a whole palm or 3 fingers.
この時気をつけることは、静かに圧をストレートダウン、垂直圧でかけていきます。
Press straight down very slowly.
ゆっくり圧を加えて、ゆっくり圧を減圧していきます。
So press slowly and release slowly.
これによって深部のしこりがですね、柔らかく小さく徐々になってくるのがわかります。
After pressure sometimes, maybe you can find a note disappear.
でそのしこりのがですね、消失します。繰り返してやるですね。消失しましたら次は、その消失してから今度は上肢、下肢のですね、多動運動を行います。
After a note disappears, move the patient's limbs slowly.
そうしますと、はじめと施術ですね、指圧治療をする前と比べますと、筋拘縮がかなりですね、筋硬直がかなり緩みます。少なくなります。
After treatment, you are able to recognize their limbs get better and we can move them smoothly.
これによって多動運動がですね、十分にそれ以前と比べますと、だいぶリラックスしてできます。
Patients are very relaxed.
はい、どうもありがとうございました。で、多動運動を良くするというのです。
The purpose of this treatment is patients are relaxed and move his limbs very smoothly and easily.
で、この時一番気をつけることは、強く圧を加えますと、受け手がですね、苦痛によって治療をですね、普通の障害を持っているお子さんですから、苦痛によってですね、治療をかなり拒絶してくるんですね。
Very important point is do not press strong because the patient shows strong rejection reaction if you press strong.
はい、どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you so much.
これが今、例えば、こちらの足に重心がかかったときに、指圧の範囲で、治療範囲としては、この状態までで、この下になると、ですから、手術が必要だと思う。
Later I will show you some of stretching exercise to treat this herniated disc. There's from 1, 2, 3, 4, that's progressively. Up to 3, there could be treated by Shiatsu treatment to remove discomfort. But when it's level A, B, C, D level, that operation will be absolute necessity to fix the problem.
ですから、この先も重複しましたが、これ自体が、東洋人の背骨であり、
ちらが西洋人の背骨です。
It seems like this is representative. Far right side for Japanese people, their spine more straighter. To your left side is Spanish people's spine greater degree of curvature.
そして日本人の場合は、統計としてはまだ筋膜性の腰痛が多く西洋人の場合はスペリ症とか椎間板ヘルニアの、患者さんが、うちの治療所にもたくさんいます。ですからこの違いがどうしてもスペイン人と日本人または東洋人の違いだと思います。
For Spanish people, more lower back pain caused by herniated disc and some dislocation discs. But for Japanese people, I really don't know how to translate that in much.
その上に西洋人の場合は靴の文化ですから、例えばハイヒールを履けばアキレス腱がもっと緊張しますので、このヒップアップ、この仙骨の状態がもっと上に上がると思います。
Since that they were high heels for Spanish people, therefore sacrum will move upwards.
これ自体が私が今使用しているカルテですが、カルテが20ぐらいしか持ってこなかったんですけど、カルテとうちが渡している
That this is a form he using in his office for education.
それとうちの腰痛とか肩こり、その他の患者さんに渡しているモンセがモデルになった何ですかこれこういうものです。
This is the handout brochure given to patients with stiff shoulders and lower back pain, some exercise routine brochure given to patients.
スペイン自体がまだ視圧自体がそんなに発達してませんので、手技療法もまだ発達してませんので、こういう日本では簡単なことのようですが、これ自体が病院でさえもあまりないので、こういうもので少しずつ視圧を普及させています。
In Spain, Shiatsu is very primary stage, like such a simple thing like basic stretching. In Japan, very simple things, but this type of thing is not even educated to the patient in hospital level. Therefore, he educates people even basic type of thing like this to letting people know what's about Shiatsu is.
それと今ボン太郎の方からこちらのヘルニアに対する、ベーシックな原因法を6種類ほどやりますので、こちらの話を聞きながら、参考にしてください。
Now, he's going to start demonstrating. There is 6 basic pattern of stretching exercise for herniated discs, and he will be continue talking on few other topics as well. So please watch it while you listening.
それと、ヘルニアの治療というよりは、全体的な治療として、この
Let me show you how to use this patient record form which we use in the office away from our treatment for herniated disc.
第1番のこちらの星の印は 歪みにおける高血の生ずるところです。
This is that way start showing that where the imbalance occurs and creating tightness, irregularity of muscle.
例えば右利きの人は習慣的な体の使い方により、例えば第二頸椎の右側にしこりがあるというのが私の経験から言います。
When you're right-handed, there is a tightness in point left side of C2. That's very common.
それとこちらでカルテの中にこれを取り入れているのは、この足首の回転、足首の動きが下から上の、体の歪みに、通じるものであり、それ自体を何回も何回も足首の回転をして同じような動きにすると体自体も下から上に変わってくるような気がします。
Stretching of ankles is very important, and because left side mobility could be different, and all your body circulation comes from body balance comes from bottom to up. So therefore, when you circulate movement, stretch your ankles, it seems like it's going to help.
私自身は、Namikoshi Shiatsuの基本的操作が 80% ですが、その中に全体的に高血点とか低血点を使用せずに全体的に緊張したところ、または弛緩したところ。
Then other parts he used bending and stretching of joint and muscle to give a treatment in other parts of the body, but rest treatments.
それと一番大事なところはこちらのポイント、大臀筋のポイント、ここにあらゆる病気にしこりが来ているので、これを重点的にチェックしながら指圧の治療をしています。
Most importantly, Namikoshi point and the base of skull, those are very important points to see, to check very carefully for any related problems.
それともう一つは、すべての治療、ヘルニアの治療であっても、強鎖乳突筋の指圧は十分に行っています。
Frontal region is very important for any type of treatment.
考えというより、うちの治療所、指圧の、協会の、例えば、何々病の点は考える、バランス点、全体的に考える。
Rather than thinking about what the pressure, important pressure point, most important is to think about balance and contract and relax of muscles, and overall balance is important.
高圧は必ず体圧を使用し、患者の昔の、基本的普通の排除を主に治療しています。
Comfortable pressure is the right kind of pressure, and also to emphasize patient's memory about discomfort, to get rid of patient's feeling of discomfort, which is most important part of his treatments.
それとどうしても2本足で立っているので、下から考えた下から上にの構造を考えて、 その歪みを見ながら指圧をしています。
Since human beings living with 2 legs, 2 feet on the ground, so he mainly emphasized walking from bottom to up concepts and try to find out what type of imbalance they have.
最終的には簡単なことですが、全体的バランスを体に求め、幹部の負担を最大限に取り除き、自然治癒力に委ねるというのが、全体的な指圧の基本であり、またはヘルニアにおける指圧の治療だと確信しています。
Take discomfort away from a problem area and emphasize body balance and enhance the body's natural recovery.
それと最終的に、こちら自体は、患者さんの一つの、レントゲンですが、このような状態で側案になっている人もたくさんいますが、それでも自然の力というのは恐ろしいもので、この真ん中、腰部、胸椎は曲がっていますが、下の骨盤の恥骨とヘッドの後頭骨から上におけるヘッドのセンターはまっすぐになっているということが自然治癒力の恐ろしさだと思います。
This is one of the X-ray from one of his patients. You can see middle part of the spine's curvature. You can see, but all the way to the bottom of the spine and top of the spine is straight. You can observe that the human body is, I don't know what to say.
簡単でしたが、これで一応スペインからのレポートとして終わりにしたいと思います。ありがとうございます。それと必要な人があったら、こちらのカルテとエペルシシオの。
There is a few brochures, limited amount, but please, if you like, please take one.
Soprattutto la scuola francese, la scuola di ortopedia francese, most of all the French orthopedic school, ad affinare la tecnica di diagnostica manuale che ha permesso di codificare il DIM, che è il disturbo intervertebrale DIM. Especially in French orthopedic school, they have managed to code and to codify the manual, the DIN, that's minor intervertebral disturbance. Che è un disturbo dove non c'è lesione organica, ma la vertebra ha un'alterazione dal punto di disfunzione. That's where the vertebra does not have any pathology in itself, but the pathology is with the functionality of the vertebra. Gli ultimi studi sulla funzionalità della colonna vertebrale ci hanno permesso di capire che il fulcro su cui vanno a gravare le maggiori tensioni è il D7 di 8, soprattutto quando è in movimento il corpo. The most recent studies have taught us that the focus of the pain in the back pains of the patients is in D7 and D8, especially when the body is in movement. Quindi D7 e D8 diventa la vera cerniera funzionale della colonna vertebrale. So D7 and D8 become the real focus. Lombare D12L1, che è una cerniera molto particolare di transizione. Or in the joint between D12 and L1, which is a very important joint in the lower spine. Il paziente si presenterà alla visita con dolore muscolare. The patient will present to the visit with muscular pain, dorso lombare. The pain is dorsal part of the spine. The doctor wants to make sure that everybody is following the discussion. Clear? La nostra esperienza terapeutica ci ha permesso di affermare che comunque sia our therapeutic experience, i risultati terapeutici, the best therapeutic results, si ottengono trattando il tratto dorsale, dorso lombare fino a L1 L2. We can obtain the best results treating the dorsal tract of the spine down until L1 L2. Nella nostra esperienza in our experience of Italian doctors, of course. E poi vedremo il trattamento dalle diapositive che farò vedere poi dopo. We will see the treatment in the slides that later we will see. Più l'episodio è acuto, più il trattamento va centrato sul tratto dorsale. The more the treatment is acute, the more the treatment has to be focused on the dorsal area. Questo metodo, tra l'altro, permette di contenere gli aggravamenti terapeutici che spesso ci sono dopo alcuni trattamenti sulla colonna.
もう先生の特にハンドアウトしたその紙にアウトラインが入ってありますけれども、その美容院でこういった無理なやり方をするために、内々に似た症状までできる。つまりやはり内々というのはその症候群ということですから、やっぱりそういった無理なその運動が首に加わったときにそういった同じような症候群が起こる。そしてまた陳先生が強調されてたことも基本の指圧ですかね。基本の指圧をするということでした。
Also, second speaker, Mr. Chen from Taiwan, discussed about the whiplash type of syndrome. And it was interesting here. Whiplash type of symptom could be caused by other than car accidents, such as hairdressers and that type of place. But also, she was emphasizing basic routine of Shiatsu. And since basic routine is actually most important.
そして井出先生の長年にわたるデータの報告。
More than 80% of his patients is shoulder and lower back pain, and basic Shiatsu routine to do very effective treatment to those majority of his patients.
そして日本から波越先生を 南越先生の腹部の指圧、この腹部の指圧によってお腹の指圧をすることによってその脳性スペインとそれからスペイン人と日本人の腰痛の違い、それについて発表していただきました。非常に私は治療として興味を持って、そうだというふうに思わず相槌を打ってしまったところがあるんですけれども、それは先生が足首をですね、その腰痛を足首の回転をさせることによって下から直していく。これは今日私が、プレゼントしようと思っていたその手根管症候群との治し方と相通ずるところがあります。
Mr. Aurora from Spain, it was very interesting comparison between Japanese and Spanish about their lifestyle and lower back pain. And from his experience as well, he really agreed himself about, he mentioned about ankle rotation and make sure keep both ankles even movements. He agreed with that type of concept, walking bottom to up. And this is type of things from Mr. Oroda has some similarity to his this afternoon of my lecture about the Canada syndrome.
という、小俣先生がおっしゃったその足首を回してので、私もそのカーパルタンネルシンドロームの時に、これは、手根管症候群って、手首がこう曲がらなくなる、手首をこう皆さんできますか？ちょっとこれやってみてください。
Can everyone do this? This one for the Canada syndrome patient has a difficulty doing.
This is the symptom of the test, simple test of the carpal tunnel syndrome. If you have pain or ache like this, when you do or you cannot do, that's the type of.
手根管関節の問題。
これの一つの直し、これは大圧の指圧をして、それからまたこの手首をですね、手首の回転をする。プリントを配ってありますので、これを見ていろいろ参考にしてみてください。
There is a handout prepared for you about how to work on this Canada syndrome. Please use that for your reference.
この回転の仕方ですとか、それからやはりビッグ先生がおっしゃってた赤ちゃんのですね、運動法。
And also wrist rotation Canada syndrome, as well as Mr. Bates was mentioning about stretching for babies.
それから南越先生がおっしゃってたやはり脳性表にまず非常にその多動運動というよりかもどうぞ。
But Mr. Namikoshi was talking about for the cerebral patient, rather than doing outside manipulation of movements.
これは南越徹先生がストレッチということで表現するんですね。指圧とストレッチ。
For Namikoshi explained this one with a stretching exercise.
指圧&ストレッチ。この指圧とストレッチを一緒にすることによって治療効果がますます上がる。
Combine shiatsu therapy and stretching. That will double the effect of shiatsu therapy.
こ そして最後にカロンビーニ先生、カロンビーニ先生がテーブルを使ってイタリアではシアトルをしていると。
Mr. Carambini, he spoke about, he used a Shiatsu table to practice with Shiatsu in Italy.
でその時にやはりその日本のと違ってどうしてもそのテーブルの上にこう足を乗せなければいけない。
It is different from Japan. Therefore, he has put his knee on the table to treat patients in his clinic.
これもトルナミコシ先生が昨年完成しましたそのシアツテーブルというのを完成したんですけれども、それは非常にこういうひょうたん型をしていまして、それもこう足を乗せなくてもできるようなに先生が非常に工夫されて作ったテーブルがございます。
Last year, Mr. Namikoshi completed designing of a new Shiatsu table, which shape of a inverted keyboard shape, and which is very effective shape to treat patients with Shiatsu therapy.
そういったトルナミコシ先生がいろいろまかれてきましたそのシアツの種が今日こうしていろいろな研究発表としてまた出てきております。そして先生のままで進められてきたこの研究テクニックいろんな面でですねそのシアツをこれからまたシアツ国際大こういったシアツ国際大会を通じてどんどんシアツの交流を図ってシアツをもっともっと早く世間一般の人たちに分かってもらってそれでそういった形になるそういった期待感を今回のこの研究発表で感じました。
As a result of Mr. Namikoshi's work to introduce Shiatsu to the world, these days we are getting very interesting studies on Shiatsu from all over the world. And he's very looking forward to see more getting Shiatsu to more population in the world. And there are more research, and it's very interesting here to find out improvement and general recognition of Shiatsu.
シアツは薬も機械も何も使わないで手でやれる治療法です。この今、今日研究発表をしようと思っておりました手根管症候群というのは非常に今カナダのみのアメリカ非常に、この治療をするためにですね医学のコストが非常にかかっている。
Shiatsu, this is a drug-free therapy, and such as one of the topics he was going to talk about today, Canada syndrome. We can treat this without Shiatsu therapy, without drug or any other surgery. In Canada, medical bill on any patient is really high. It's one of the major problems at this moment in Canada.
早くこのシアツがですねそういった一般の人たちに知れ渡ってそういった医療費をコストダウンしたりあるいはそういった症候群にかからないようにその前の予防をシアツでしていく。
I love to see Shiatsu will be more and more widely used in the society to cut down cost of medicine, and also you work as a prevention from getting those type of discomfort and chronic injuries. And I'm looking forward to see Shiatsu to be used in those areas.
最後に3分間だけ、 このカーパルタンネルシンドロームの実演を椅子を使ってやります。それで、おしまいといたします。どなたかカーパルタンネルシンドロームでもしお悩みの方がおられたら、こちらにどうぞお越しください。
To wrap up this session, I will do a 3-minute demonstration on carpal syndrome. Is any of you have a problem with carpal syndrome? And if you do, please come forward. He will give a treatment.
これ強く押すことはないんですけれども、繰り返し開圧で。
Strong pressure is not necessary. Comfort pressure, that's the way you need to be for treating carpal syndrome.
繰り返し繰り返し。
Keep repeating.
それから非常にこの手首のね、この手の手首だけじゃなくて、ここの子宮っていうところがあるんですけど、ここが非常に硬くなる。背中。
Not just the wrist only. Bottom of your thumb, that there is a very stiff spot there as well for this carpal syndrome. Walking this way, that's what he's walking. Thumb pressures. I'm going to regular finger treatments and then stretch.
Because of the median nerve is complex. 正中神経が押されるためにどうしてもこの手がこういうふうになってしまうんですね。これをこう少し伸ばして、ここを緩めることによって伸ばしながら。
Median nerve is impacted in the wrist area, so they're important to stretch it.
それから手首ね。これ決して強くやらないこと。
Wrist stretching, both direction, but never too strong, gentle stretching.
こう握手してね、握手してこれをこう変えてね、この
just like shaking hands and rotation breasts.
でこっちこう変えて、こっちのこういう角度もね。
Rather than rotation, more these movements, up and down, holding wrist with the other hand.
それからこう回す。
Circulatory movement.
それから正中神経ではなくて、正中神経もここに行って、このルートで、腕神経層になってつながりますから、やっぱりどうしてもこっちの頭骨神経の方にも出てきます。
Also, median line will be connected into one. Median nerve will connect in the spine to one nerve line. So also you have to work on the other side of the arm as well.
強く押すことはないけれども、持続圧ですね。
Not necessarily to be strong, but longer lasting pressure is necessary.
Sustain pressure.
Sustain pressure.
繰り返し。
Also repetitively.
でこちら側も、
going between middle cup, middle.
これが非常に今ね、硬くなってね。
Fourth line
非
middle.
常に硬い。
Fourth and second, between fourth and second middle corpus. That very stiff.
これ指が硬くなるとこの脳の方に来ますからね。脳にストレスがたまる。
When your finger is stiff, or stress going back into your spine to your brain.
で余計ストレスがたまっちゃうんですよね。
And therefore, stress will accumulate even more.
さっきは手首の運動をしましたけども、今度はさっき指こうストレッチしたけども、今度は指の回転も。
Last time we did wrist rotation, wrist stretching, finger stretching, but this time it's rotation fingers. One finger at a time, both directions. そしてさっきはここの手首をこう進展しましたけど、今度はここを押さえて、今度これをね、この資本のあれをこの This time, last time stretch your wrist, this time stretching fingers.
そしてその後は基本の手首、それから肩、ね、これをこのシャツも行って非常に大切なんですね。普通の神経が神経圧迫によって首、肩、こっちにも痛みが出てきます。
Basic Shiatsu treatment of orbital region, anterior, lateral, and posterior region, and also suprascapular points.
Sometimes very similar as a whiplash. The whiplash happens here, and then press the brachial nerve plexus.
宇宙のトリートメントをよく見ております。
さっき C7 から T1、T ですね、この辺り末梢神経のルートがやられるんで、パラフェラルヌーブ、末梢神経障害がこっちに起こる。
Probably C7, T1, T2, C の7番、T の1番、T の2番。
こういう最後の方にね、こういう腕を伸ばしてあげる、こういうエクササイズも。
At the end, arm stretching.
こうしてきたら腕の回転も。みんな関節ですね、関節を緩める。
To loosen up all different joints. Stretching of extension of flexible elbow joint.
名越先生が言ったように無理なしにではないですね。
Just like Mr. Namikoshi was talking about, not to do too much over movement.
そう、これが大体これで、これで両方やりますけれども。
We will do both sides about the routine of treatment under compensation.
こういうのをオフィスで、例えば会社だとか政府が、会社がそういった指圧師を雇ったりとか、政府がその指圧師をね、雇ったりして、こういうのがそういうワークプレイスで、仕事場でそういう指圧師たちが入っていって、こういうことが、10分か15分でいいんですね。毎日こういうことをすれば予防につながって、そんな無駄なお金が必要じゃなくなる。
In the future, like lots of offices and those places could hire a shiatsu therapist to work with the employee for 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, weekly base. It could work as a prevention of from getting these type of programs.
はい、じゃあそれで。
Thank you very much.
Those of you that are joining us for dinner tonight, the dinner reception starts in this room in about an hour, about 6 o'clock. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your participation. Have a nice evening.
Foto. Aspetta che filmo.
It's okay. Huh?